Heavy metal Halloween boxes.
Well, the details are finally here. The ones you've been waiting for. The heavy metal Halloween boxes are coming to you on October, when is it?
Thursday, October 12th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, which is equal to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know why they're doing Pacific time in their email when they're going to be at New York Comic Con. Like, just do New York time, just for once.
I'm with you. I'm totally on board. I mean, I'm tired of doing the math all the time.
I know.
Is it 3 hours or 2?
It's 3.
It's so exciting! So there's one very big difference to this box that we've never seen before. There will be boxes sold at the Funko booth.
This is very interesting because it makes me wonder a lot of things. I have so many questions because it's not exactly clear.
So for those who do not know, this is Funko's mystery box for New York Comic Con. We got this last year. There was a box at Fright Night and a box at home.
Yes, and it was called the Box of Fright. And essentially, at home, you were able to pick one of 2 mascots. You either got Freddy as Nosferatu or Freddy as Hannibal Lecter. In the box at Fright Night, everybody pretty much got the same box with the exception of the sodas.
There was like a difference in sodas and it was kind of crappy, to be honest with you.
No, it was really good. I love the pops.
I hated the sodas. The pops are fine.
We need to talk about what this is and why. This isn't a discussion about last year's box, okay? Can you stick to the subject?
Isn't this the Gastlecast? Isn't this our channel? Can't we just do what we want? What do you mean?
We
What
can.
are the rules I'm following now?
Yes, there are, because there's going to be people who are just getting into Funko watching this video for details, and you're going on about this box, but you're not describing what was in it and everything. You know. Anyway, this year we're getting the Heavy Metal Halloween box, and this is technically a box of fun. I'm gonna call it a box of fun because anything that's in a mystery box with a bunch of Freddys is considered a box of fun to Mike Becker. Okay?
Okay.
I'm making him proud. But they're calling it something different just so it doesn't get confused with the one that happens at Fun Days, which is in San Diego, if you didn't know already.
So this box is called the Box of Fright. Is that what they're calling this?
No, it's the Heavy Metal Halloween box. I just said these words.
No, I know it's Heavy Metal Halloween, but I thought they called the Box of Fright.
No, it's just the Heavy Metal Halloween box.
Just call Box of Fright. It's simple.
Heavy Metal Halloween box of fun.
So we've been waiting for Funko to release information on when these boxes will finally drop. So that came out today. So
Yes.
at least now we have that information.
And this is great information because a lot of people have been asking and we can't, like, we haven't been able to answer because Funko hasn't told anybody, but we knew that they were an at-home box. When this goes down on Thursday, October 12th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, you get to go to Funko.com and choose your mascot. You can choose between Rusty Steele, Jack Carver, Sid Vicious, and Phil D. Graves, all of which look incredible.
They are awesome.
I mean, you cannot go wrong with any one of these guys, although we do have favorites. My favorite's Phil D. Graves. Chris's favorite is
Jack Carver. That might be the coolest Funko Pop made of all time.
It is very cool. And I love Rusty Steele and Sid Vicious too, but Phil D. Graves is like my #1 dude. Rusty
Steele sounds like a name to me.
To me, it sounds like an act that you would find on Urban Dictionary. Unrelated.
Oh, like you're giving somebody the old Rusty Steel.
Uh-huh.
I laid down the Rusty Steel last night. She ain't getting up from that.
So in this box, everybody will get one of the mascots, which is a pop.
Okay.
Which we just talked about, 2 other pops, which are limited piece exclusives, and 3 sodas, which are also limited piece exclusives. In total, you get 3 pops and 3 sodas. Funko sells their exclusives for $15 a piece. That would bring 6 items to $90. However, there's always an upcharge on these boxes. I feel like this will most likely be between $100 and $110. So
I'm gonna say 105.
that's what I'm thinking thinking too, but I don't want to steer you guys wrong because Funko has not given an actual price yet. The interesting thing that they said is that these will be available at the convention at New York Comic Con at the Funko booth. So this year, of course, they're having a heavy metal Halloween themed booth, which is at booth 100. And I can only imagine how awesome that's gonna look. I am so excited to see the Funko booth, but they have never sold a box of fun at their booth before, in my knowledge.
Right.
I do not recall that ever happening. Generally, this would happen at San Diego Comic-Con. You would spend X amount of dollars per ticket to go to fun days. You would get like food, they would give you your box of fun, and then you would see the whole song and dance, which is always talked about as a fantastic time. Aside from this year, you can go and watch our videos on Fun Days 2023 if you are not familiar with everything that happened.
It was hilarious in a bad way.
What the email that went out today says is, check, get ready to rock. We're bringing a whole new box of fun to New York Comic Con 2023 with 4 new mascots to choose from. Each box is full of limited edition exclusive collectibles only available through the box of fun sold online at Funko.com or in person in limited quantities at the Funko booth on a first come first served basis. In their New York Comic Con exclusives, we saw that they have these almost exact mascots, but they're limited to 1,000 pieces and they glow. This leads me to believe that there was probably supposed to be a Fright Night this year and it didn't work out.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, and they were gonna have 4,000 attendees roughly.
Right.
So 1,000 of each mascot, and that's it.
So you're thinking there's a mystery box specific to the event?
So at first I didn't think so, and I'm still on the fence. In their write-up, like in their blog, and they show you like all of the exclusives and where they'll be and everything, those 4 mascots show up in show only, the glow-in-the-dark ones. I'm very curious if they will be sold on their own or if they'll be sold with the box of fun, and then there will be like super special ones at the booth. On the other hand, part of me believes that if the plan was to sell the actual box of fun at the booth, bundled with those limited edition, the 1,000 piece guys, I feel like they would have made note of that. Like, I don't think they would have put the mascots by themselves on the list. I feel like they would have put like the mascots with like a shadowed box behind it or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but Funko's been screwing things up a lot lately. So maybe this is a flub and they didn't add the fact that there would be a mystery box, or at the time of making that graphic, they didn't know if there would be a mystery box, or it was supposed to be a mystery box and they changed it for the Funko Pops to be outside the mystery box. I have no idea. Yeah. This whole situation is really weird, and I can't wait to see what people pick up from the booth. If you're wondering what's inside the boxes, we broke news on what's inside because we had some people share box photos with us.
Yes, and they were for the at-home boxes. So again, I don't know if the in-person is going to be different because there was that weird leaked photo of the Casey Jones Freddy Funko.
Yeah.
But we have no idea where it came from. I know you guys are wondering because you have been asking a lot in comments and DMs and stuff, because you know we're going to New York Comic Con with our toy company, Mischief Toys.
It's gonna be awesome.
Now, if you don't know who Mischief Toys is, of course, that's our toy company. Go to mischieftoys.com, sign up for our newsletter, and browse our website. All of our figures are sold out at this point in time, but just know that at least once a month, generally, we have a limited edition figure go up for sale. Additionally, we have shirts, we have hats, we have lanyards. We also have plushes coming. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be amazing. We are doing big things with Mischief Toys, and if you are going to New York Comic Con, we have 2 exclusives at the show and 1 exclusive at home. Our exclusives at the show will be at our booth 4542, and our at home exclusive is going to go on sale Wednesday, October 11th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You do not want to miss it. They are amazing. Back to this video because I just went on a whole commercial.
You just did a full, straight up ad break.
I know.
Just all by yourself.
I didn't plan it, but it happened.
God, how much would it suck?
I'm so excited.
How much would it suck if you just had an ad break on YouTube just now? And then it came right back to you talking about Mischief Toys. Although our ad break was a lot better than all the other ad breaks.
Let's be real.
Who needs tampons anyway, right?
A lot of people. Anyway, yes, we will be at New York Comic Con. No, we did not get a Funko booth reservation. Reason being is because we are vendors and they did not allow vendors sign up for the Funko lottery, which I hope changes in the future, but cons are so hectic that we probably wouldn't even get to the Funko booth anyhow because the lines always take forever. We actually did get access last year because a good friend of ours hooked us up with a couple of just regular badges. We didn't even use it. Like, two of our friends went in our place, which was really cool for them, but we weren't able to experience, like, the actual
We don't have time. We're going to be knee deep in Mischief Toys. Very heavy.
Yes.
Very knee deep.
So that's the answer on that. No, we do not have Funko booth access. Hopefully we're somehow able to get one of these boxes.
Well, we had a buddy who's going to be helping us out. So
yeah, but they offered the help before Funko announced the boxes, and I don't want to take that away from anybody because they're going to be limiting it. Totally understandable if we don't. Another piece of information that I don't think we really heavily went over, and we're probably going to do a more in-depth video on this closer to convention time because, you know, we like to give you the most up-to-date information like a day or two before so you're super duper prepared. But this year, the New York Comic Con exclusives will be on sale October 13th, which is that Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific time.
Whoa.
Which is
so 9 a.m. our time on Friday 13th. I like the idea of doing it on Friday 13th.
I would have preferred the heavy metal box going on sale Friday the 13th and then the exclusives on Thursday, but whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys know that ahead of time. And again, we will have a more in-depth video about that coming soon, definitely closer to the convention and the drop. But your local stores, the shared retailers, should hopefully have them that Friday the 13th. Although if you've been collecting throughout the pandemic sort of screwed things up and stores aren't always as on time as they used to be. It's sort of
been like that for like many years. Like it's never like very accurate. The stores aren't getting them in time.
It definitely used to be more accurate when we first started collecting. Like I cannot remember a time or a place aside from Target not having the exclusives on the proper street date.
There are stores right now that are putting out these Comic-Con exclusives like right now.
Yeah, but most of them won't sell to you because they're street dated. It's really wacky. There's a lot of issues with these Comic-Con exclusive pops. It's like the employees don't read the box because I'm pretty sure they show the street date on the boxes.
Lame. You know, I finally decided to look at the photo because you've been rambling on for the last 10 minutes. But did you happen to take a look at the box this stuff comes in?
Yeah, it's cool.
That is so damn cool.
I know.
It looks like a box that you would put all of your musical equipment in when you're going on tour.
Yeah.
I think that's badass.
Yeah.
I love that Funko does take that extra step, the aesthetic and the detail that they put on everything.
Job.
But I have a bad feeling about this whole box, and I hadn't mentioned anything about it because we want to give you the proper information. I think this box is going to be really bad. Casey Jones was cool, but I have a feeling it's not going to go well.
I am curious about it because the one box that we saw where someone actually took the stuff out, it had the mascot. It had it was the Freddy Bones Funko Pops and then the 3 sodas. 3 sodas were great. They were all different, but it was 2 different variants of Freddy Bones.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what has me a little bit concerned because while I love the Freddy Bones Pop, like you don't need 2 of them. So it makes me wonder if maybe that was sort of an accident. Someone accidentally got 2 Freddy Bones or if that's the general theme.
I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to have something a little bit different at this show. And I believe the one at the show is going to have the hotter ticket items like the Casey Jones. You're going to see more of a difference with the sodas at the in-home box, and you're going to see a difference with the pops at the show. That's what I'm thinking.
Possibly.
Not 100% sure. Both boxes could be exactly alike. There may be no difference at all. But as you mentioned, the amount of those mascots would almost tell you there was supposed to be an event this year.
Yeah.
And we talked about that, but Funko has been sort of on a downfall. Like they've been swirling and just
That's
about
not
to crash
why
into the
they're
ground.
not having an event.
That's
I've said it
exactly why they're
no,
not
it
having an event.
isn't.
They can't do it. How can they sustain?
They're not having an event because I'm telling you, last year it sucked because of whoever was in charge of the space, the Javits Center most likely. They didn't give the seating that Funko probably requested, and it just did not go the way Fun Days typically goes. I think it's about venue.
Okay.
I really do.
I like your thoughts on it. I like that you and I have different thoughts on this.
Yeah.
It makes the video a little bit spicier, and I like that.
Anyway, I think Funko heard that people were a bit dissatisfied with the way Fright Night went, and don't get me wrong, it was a very fun time, but there were a lot of things. It was.
Why do you say it's a fun time? No, it was not.
Had
It was
so
grueling.
much fun.
It was similar to torture, Heather. It was.
No, okay.
Okay, you liked that there was a musical act that you were happy to see.
Keep in mind that we ran a booth all day, and yes, a lot of the people were probably at the convention all day, but that was like the biggest complaint because there was nowhere to sit. That was literally like the biggest complaint. That and a lack of like beverages and food.
I'd rather somebody take a rusty pair of tweezers and rip out the hairs of my hog dog than to go through that again, because that was absolute torture. I thought the pieces were kind of cool, but not like good enough. Like I feel like we should have had more of a diverse drop there in those boxes. Like we all could have pulled something a little bit different. Everybody was pulling practically the same thing. That was very lame.
Besides the sodas.
The venue was just not right for it. The food ran out too fast. There was no place to sit down. The water ran out. I mean, just everything about it was a disaster. So I get what you're saying. So maybe that is why they're not having it. But Funko hasn't been doing well, and I definitely feel like that adds to this whole picture.
I don't think so. They could very easily sell tickets like that for $200-$300 a piece at a different venue and get like put on a great event.
Do you think those ticket sales really pay for that entire experience?
They could make them pay for the entire experience, plus give Funko some sort of profit, and people would pay for them like that. I guarantee you, they could sell.
I don't know if they could anymore,
They
Heather.
could.
Things aren't looking good.
They could. I guarantee you, people would spend more than the $200 that we spent on Fright Night last year to go to a Funko event this year. I guarantee
Can
it.
I tell you what I'm really excited to see while I'm in New York Comic Con?
What?
How many people are in line at the Funko booth? Is it going to be piled on as it usually is? Will it be less because people are like kind of getting away from Funko and not wanting to waste their time?
Flippers.
I don't know if there's a lot of money to be made in this anymore. That's my point.
Here's the thing. The map that I saw, I think their booth is bigger this year, which leads me to believe it's more similar to San Diego. Remember how they sort of had that
They
town?
made a city, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it might be like multiple sort of areas. I don't know.
Halloween Town?
Probably, but listen, I'm not sure because San Diego was such a big thing. Like they like released a video sort of walking you through the town. So I don't know if that's true or not, but their space looks huge. Like our space is this big compared to theirs, which is like this big.
We're in booth 4542. That is the place to be when you go to New
I'm
York
not
Comic Con.
saying it's not
And
the
it's
place to
large
be.
enough to house all of our fans. I'll tell you that right now. So if you want to meet us and you want to buy yourself a Mischief toy item, make sure you do that. And also, if you're in the Coven of Mischief, bring your coin. We have some very special items to give out both at the con and also at our event. I think you're really going to love it. It's going to be cool. I'm just going to go on a limb and I'm going to say this right now. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. Last year's Fright Night pales in comparison to the Night of Mischief happening right near New York Comic Con Javits Center. It's not too far away. It's going to be in Hoboken, New Jersey, and we're going to be partying over there, and we're going to be giving away all sorts of cool stuff. And you're going to be able to see me. You're welcome. Okay, so what do you think about this whole mystery box thing? Are you excited about it? Are you excited to see what's in the boxes both at home and at the show? Do you think they'll be different? Do you like those mascots? We want to know all that and more in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for staying until the very end of the video. In every video, we like to shout out to our patrons from Patreon because they are so awesome. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Ryan Thomas, David Jones, Brian Barrick, Danny Allen, Zach Bonifer, Cliff Demzik, Cody Pace and Lauren Maxey, Lindsay, Little Steve, and Philip Mills. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock, and if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to do half the things that we do right here on the channel. Before you leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, and also give us a like. Those likes help our channel in a really, really big way. And if you want to support our channel just a little bit more, head over to patreon.com/Gastlecast and find out all the ways that you can support and also all the cool things you get in return. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Good luck with this mystery box.